Good morning, everyone. So, Camps, let's start off. So this was the last thing that we did, indefinite integration. Everyone, camps on. So let's start off with a problem. Let's start off with few problems. Sure, get them. If your camps are not on, I'll be removing you from the group, and then you can just sit outside and sleep. I don't want to disturb your sleep. That's what you're doing, right? With the cam off, you're sleeping or taking rest. So. Get them, solve. Differentiation integration, nothing much. We have done all this stuff. Harsh, solve the problems, yeah. Stop laughing and focus on the class. What's the answer? First one, this is a function to the power of half. So half into x squared plus x half minus 1. Differentiation formula, it is n into x power n minus 1. Then differentiate whatever is inside. The next exam you'll have a combination of different differentiation and integration, everything. So this would be 1 by 2 root over x square plus x, and this would be 2x plus 1. That's your answer. Check. This would be 4x plus 1 dx. 0 to 1. This would be 4x cubed by 3. 4x square by 2 plus x from 0 to 1. That's 4 by 3 plus 2 plus 1. 4 by 3 plus 3, 9 plus 4, 13 by 3. Check your answers. How will you do the third one? How will you do sin x cos x dx?
Minus cos x, right? And
How will you do sin x cos x?
Sir, we will take sin x outside, multiple.
How can you take sin x outside? Is sin x constant?
oh, sorry,
No.
we'll differentiate sin x, right? We'll get minus cos x plus sin x.
What are you talking? What are you talking? Is there any formula for sin x cos x? What are you guys doing? Why are you taking sin x outside? How to do this thing? You forgot trigonometry formulas. Multiply and divide by 2. What is 2 sin x cos x?
Sin 2x.
Sin 2x. So half comes out, integral sin 2x. You know how to do for sin 2x? A is 2 and B is 0, no? So the formula would be 1 by A minus 1 by A cos 2x. A is 2 and that is cos 2x. That's how you do. Use trigonometry. First convert it into pi by cos sin 2x, and then you can integrate. So this will be minus 1 by 4, that is cos pi by 3 minus cos 0. Cos 60 is half, cos 0 is 1. So half minus 1 minus half, 1 by 8. Check it out. So you need to convert sin x cos x to sin 2x first. This is what I was saying. Remember trigonometry, you have to remember those two things. Yeah, next one. Can I turn the page? How will you do this guy? Cos square x. Don't say you'll use x power n ka formula. That is a cos square x. It is not x power n. How will you do this thing? There is nothing like chain rule. You can't say integral of some function into something. But there's nothing like that. There is no rule called chain rule in integration. How do you do this thing? Again, trigonometry. What is cos square x?
1 minus sin square x.
1 plus cos 2x by 2. Do you remember this? What is sine square x? 1 minus cos 2x. I told you these are one of the important things in trigonometry. Do you guys remember this thing? This
Yes,
comes from
sir.
this formula. Cos 2x is 2 cos square x minus 1 or 1 minus 2 sine square x. Same thing. If you just rearrange it, you'll get these things. So how do you do integrate this guy? This guy, you write it as 1 plus cos 2x by 2. Now you can integrate now. You can't integrate them cos square x, but you can integrate 1 plus cos 2x. Get it? Trigonometry plus calculus combinations. So how was the Sunday exam? Easy? Great. Next week we have an exam, so we'll have total differentiation and integration. You know the portion already. What is the answer? So this will be take out half outside. That will be integral dx plus integral cos 2x dx. Dx ka integral is x, limit 0 to pi by 2. This integral will be half sine 2x 0 to pi by 2. So this would be half into pi by 2 plus half into sine 2 into pi by 2 sine pi minus sine 0. Sine 180 is 0, sine 0 is 0. So half into pi by 2 plus half into 0. So that guy is gone anyway. Pi by 4. Now using the same logic, can you do for sine square x? Again, there is no direct integration for sine square x. You have to convert into cos 2x form and then integrate. Now you try for sine square x. Get it? Wait, I'll just change the limits. Zero to pi by 3. Sine square x. Get it? Anyone confused? Any step you didn't get, please ask me. If your cams are not on, I'll be removing you. Don't feel bad. It's part of the thing. I don't have any personal grudge on you, like, oh, this guy I'm going to remove from the group. And physics teachers have not become such big villains yet. After 6, 7 chapters, we will find as villains. How do you do this thing? Chitansh, focus on the class. After the class, you guys can look outside the window as much as you can. The window is not going anywhere. Just make sure I can see your faces on the camera. Don't show me your fans and ceiling fans. So what are you doing all Ganpati festival, full 3 days holidays, enjoying life? I know what you guys are thinking. 3 days is not a holidays enough for you guys. You should see your seniors. They didn't get any holidays only till now. So I should say welcome to life. You'll start seeing many new things in life. I'll tell you now, till 10th standard, you are in heaven. Ho gaya heaven ka time. You must have thought in school it is all this thing. Once I go to college, I'll do something. Once you come to college, you'll think, once I go to engineering and medical, I'll do something. So you're getting it? The point is, no matter what you do, right, you'll always be fighting at some point of time. Life is like that. It will always try to kick you down. It will push you down. And if you don't try to get up, it will just keep crushing you. The point is to keep getting up and keep fighting. See, everyone is going to cry. You're going to suffer. You're going to feel a lot of shit and pain. It is common. So if you think you're going to somehow escape all that, yeah, great. Good luck with that. Then you might be asking, then what are we fighting for? The point is, in life, you're going to cry. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it. The option, the choice you have is you want to cry on a road or you want to cry in a BMW car. That's an option. You're getting it? Crying is compulsory. Where you want to cry is an option. You want to cry on a deserted road, no one, nothing, there like a beggar, or you want to cry in a posh BMW car. I prefer the BMW. So, yeah. So everyone is on the same journey. Some people are sitting in the second class, some people are sitting in the first class. So where you can sit is an option. Journey is compulsory. You don't have an option there. You're born, you'll die. So in the middle, what you're going to play is an option. Because in school, I'm sure someone was told, study well for 10th standard, after that your life is settled. Someone told? Then you come to 11th and 12th, then people say, study well 11th and 12th, get into a good college, life is settled. You go to the good college and they say, 4 years or 5 years MBBS, study well, you'll get a good job, life is settled. You'll get a good job, you'll join. Then you'll say, work hard for 3 years, you'll be promoted to a manager. Then your life is settled. You'll become a manager or something. Then you'll say, work hard. Then after 5 years, you can have your own company. Then life is settled. You'll have your own company. And then they say, make the company into a multinational billionaire thing. Life is settled. And in the middle, somewhere you'll get married. You'll have your own kid, right? The kid will go to school. He will break someone's leg. You'll get a call from the principal. You're thinking, should I look at my business or bloody this kid should I take care? Same thing happens with your parents right now with you guys. The parent teacher calls up and says your kid is not doing the homework, not studying. So between all the shit, you'll keep fighting. At one point, life is settled. You wake up one day morning and you realize, okay, there is a girl or a boy 60, 70 years old in front. So don't keep waiting, for that life to get settled. It is never going to settle. You're never going to be happy after a certain thing. So don't look for happiness in some random stuff. You won't get it. This is what I say. If you're not happy in life, at least be satisfied. You're doing much better than most people, right? People don't even have food on the roads. You guys are in a much better position. You're attending a class online. That tells a lot. So be grateful for what you have. Have some compassion, right? Don't keep thinking the life will be done. No, you have to. I'll ask you one thing, see. The most happiest moments you had, right, is not when your dad or someone brought a PS5 or they brought a cycle or a car or anything, but it is the time that you spent with your friends. When you go back and think about all the happy moments, right, 9 out of 10 it will be with your friends or your family, where you are teasing someone, having fun, joking, whatever it is. So all your happy moments are, not related to money, but it is with people. Money is important. Like you and your friends want to go to a 5-star hotel and have fun, you will have. Even if it's on a roadside, you'll still have fun, isn't it? So it's not the place or the money, it was your friends actually. You getting it? So don't keep looking for like, I will do this, then I'll be happy. I'll do this, then I'll be happy. You will never be happy that way. And don't expect like, you'll do something and 100% you'll be satisfied. Not possible. If you're 60% satisfied, I think you're doing a good job. It'll be always like that. 60% happiness, 40% shit. You can't get that happiness without that shit thing happening. So you're just entering, the real life, right? Normally I should be saying like welcome to hell, but yeah. It's a slow transition. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. But remember what I said. It's not going to end. But it is fun. I have lived at least, 14, 15 years more than you guys. What are you guys right now? 15, 16, 16, 17, I suppose. I'm 34. So that's like what, 14, 18 years more than me. Life is fun. Don't make it a mess out of it. All you need to do is focus on your priorities, have fun. Don't focus on the wrong things. Getting it? Just that's what I'm saying. Think about what you have done till now. All the happy moments you had is when you actually spend time with people. You brought a new dress. You had fun for what, 10 minutes, 1 week? After that, the dress got old, right? Did your best friend got old? Do you say like, "Arey, you're stupid friend, you're the same guy from 10 years, I'll change a new friend"? Doesn't happen that way. So, getting it? So it is fun. Life is fun. It's not, but it is a struggle. It's a hard work. I don't know if any of you are a sports person. You played a game for 2 hours, you suffered, struggled, and everything. Your body is in complete pain, but you're happy. You won the game. Or you must have seen this thing. You studied a lot for something and you're happy. I did some work today. That is satisfaction. That's the happiness actually. You take a sweet and eat it, you feel good. That's a pleasure. That's not happiness. And you keep on eating sweet, you're going to get fat, you'll have cholesterol, you'll have everything. That's not happiness. You're doing it wrong, but you still do it. You don't sleep late in the night till morning 3 o'clock, watching an Insta or playing a game on the phone. Somewhere inside you're feeling guilty. I should be sleeping now. But you don't sleep. It's pleasure, it's not happiness. So differentiate between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure, right, will make you feel good, but you feel guilty about it. Happiness, on the other hand, even if you struggle, right, you're satisfied somewhere like, yeah, boss, I did something today. Differentiate it. Telling it, live a good life. You should be happy. That's the whole point of it. Don't mess it up. If you're not, you want to be happy, you need to be disciplined in life. Disciplined people are eligible to be happy. If you see, most people who are unhappy in life are indisciplined. Sir, what do you mean by discipline? Every day morning I keep quiet, and no, that's not what I mean. You're planning a movie, plan a movie. Go to the movie, watch a movie, enjoy the movie. You know what you guys do there? You go to the movie and you start thinking, "Arey, abhi next kya karna hai? Arey, school mein aisa ho raha hai." You are all distracted. When you're studying, study. Don't think about a movie. When you're in a movie theater, think about the movie. You don't live the life at the moment. We are always busy thinking about the future, the past, forget about the present. Disciplined in life. Focus. Make a timetable, whatever it is. Follow it at least 80, 90%. I won't say 100%. That won't work. And trust me, you're going to fail. You are going to fail. Get up. Start working. Try again. You'll fail. Try again. Getting it? This is not your school ka life. School mein kaisa hai na? Every exam you top. Every exam you do good. One of the most scariest thing when I see your generation, what I feel is, you guys don't know what is failure is. Most of you can't handle failure. And when suddenly the failure comes, you don't understand what is happening, and you start looking for external things like, oh, this is wrong, this is bad, because of that I failed. Failing is quite common actually in life. Experience, not as a teacher, as a person who failed. I used to fail literally every subject. No one expected me to pass 10th standard, right? Did I tell you I'm the first person to pass 10th standard in my entire family? You know, Lucky sir used to work in a cafeteria as a boy, cleaning boy, server boy. My life is still better. My mom and dad used to feed me properly. I never had to work a job when I was in school. Lucky sir had even more struggles in life. He used to work and then still study. You guys don't have such kind of problems. So any point of time you think in your life, no, "Arey yaar, I'm struggling so much in life," bullshit. Who are you bullshitting? Let's see this thing. By studying extra 1 hour, right? Or studying for you're studying. Don't think you're doing a favor to anyone, huh? You're doing a favor to yourself. So how do you do this thing? If you ask me, sir, all these are important. I'll tell you now, most of the things which you're learning right now, all is nonsense. Maths, physics, chemistry, most of it, you're not going to use it in life. But the point is, our system is designed in such a way there's a hurdle. Until unless you do something, you can't cross the hurdle. Nothing we can do. Tomorrow you want to apply for a abroad university, they're going to see your percentage. They're going to ask you which college you studied. You can't say, "Na, boss, I'm not interested in maths, physics, chemistry, but I want to join abroad." The system is that way. Some people feel that way. Sir, all this is nonsense. So why are we studying? Can't help it. What do you do? For example, see, this Friday Ganpati is there. Your mom will say, get up early, right? Fresh up, take a head bath, put a dress, and sit in front of puja for 3 hours. You ask her, what is the point of all these things? Then she will say only one thing. After, I'm not going to keep food. You wanted to go on an outing on Saturday. I'm not going to give you money. Then what you shut your mouth and sit, isn't it? You do it not because you loved that puja or you started following the religious things. You needed something. You had to do this thing. You just did it. Let's be very practical, isn't it? Same thing. So why are you doing all these things? Not because you loved calculus or you love physics or you love maths or chemistry or bio. You need something. We need to do this thing. Keep the same story simple. That's it. That's how life works. So anytime you feel, na, why are we doing all this to get a good college seat? What happens if you don't get a good college seat? Mom and dad are going to bash you. Your relatives are going to come and make a fun out of you. If you don't care about them, that's even much better. I used to never cared about my damn relatives. I said, yeah, go to hell. Like, the only person I cared about is my mom and dad. They're feeding me, but other people I never gave a damn about. I said, you guys can go and think whatever you want about me. And that actually helped me a lot in life. My relatives are so scared of me. No one comes and talks to me even now also. And that saved me actually many times. From the place where I come, right? I still remember I was in my second year of IIT, not second year, I guess, third year of my IIT. I came for summer holidays. All my relatives ganged up on my house. And my sister was around 18, 19, I guess. They brought a marriage proposal for her. They're planning to get her married. My mom and dad, all those are elders, na? My mom got married at 14. She didn't even know what it was. You know what they told her? If you get married, you get a lot of flowers in your head. She said, okay, I'll get married. 14 years old, right? For them, like, having a big bouquet of flowers, she thought that is marriage. And she got married. She didn't know. My dad was 16. So my relatives' logic was this: you got married at 14, your daughter is 19, it should be fine. My sister came crying to me. I was sitting inside the room, I was listening. I said, you wait, I'll take care of it. I went outside and they said, I didn't say anything to the relatives. I looked at my mom and dad and said, you guys talk about marriage or anything, I'm going to throw you both out of the house. Getting it? You better keep quiet. She will study, right? Nothing like that is going to happen. I will see what will happen. I went in. And the point is, my mom and dad understood. I'm not warning them. It's like, boss, my mom and dad only are like that. Relatives, I'll throw you out first. So it's an indirect warning. You don't shout on the elders, right? Respect. The relatives understood the message. They all looked at my mom and said, "How can he talk like that? What is this?" He said only one thing: anyone has guts now, go and talk to him. You can convince him. You bring a beggar, I'll get her married. No one came. My sister completed her MBA. She got married at 27. So if you're not strong, and you know why my relatives actually got scared of me? One thing, the way I talk. Second thing, they know this guy went to IIT. This guy is going to earn a lot, so you have to be careful. That's how it works. So it helped actually. Me studying well helped my family in that way. Multiple. That's what I'm saying. Being disciplined in life, studying, and getting good credentials, right? It helps you when you speak, right? And when someone asks you what is your caliber, it helps a lot. That's what I'm saying. Study. Not because one day in your life you will realize you need some power or contact to something. Now what helps you is that day is your education only. Even till today, when I go somewhere, they introduce, my mom and dad introduce me like that only. My son, he studied from IIT. The whole scenario changes, you know that. I have seen this in my life many times. Once, right, my dad used to own a chicken shop, the chicken cutting and everything. So every Sunday the load used to be a lot. So I was in my IIT first year. So I came for winter holidays, December. So my dad was busy. I was sitting there. So previously, when I was in 11th and 12th, I used to help also in the chicken shop. I used to clean that stuff and all. But then once I went to IIT, perspective change. My mom and dad don't come inside. You sit near the cash counter. Now you are an IIT student. So even your own parents start thinking differently about you. I said, okay, fine. I was near the counter with my track and a t-shirt. I was just sitting there. Some guy came. He's like, chicken is there. I said, sir, you just wait. We will get it. My dad went. He brought one. He was cleaning it and all. 5 minutes baad mein, he's like, what is this? Why so much delay and all? I said, yeah, you looking at it, right? We're making it fresh for you. Okay. Meaning pretty rude, huh? He's like, what are you doing? I said, like, I'm studying. Where? Which college? I said, like, engineering I'm studying. Oh, engineering you're studying. Okay. Which college? I didn't want to tell. I wanted to keep quiet. Said, like, there is some college in Chennai. Chennai? Why? What happened? You didn't get any seat here? There it is a good college I got there. Okay, my mom from inside. Tell him. Like, they're like, you tell him which college. I said, yeah, you guys keep quiet, yeah. He's like, which college? He's poking on. I said, yeah, why do you want to know all that, yeah? I said, IIT Madras. What? IIT? He said, which year? What year? I said, like, last year when I joined, I'm in my first year right now. I came from holidays. Which branch? Electrical. Oh, okay. Nice. The whole tone started changing, huh? I could clearly see the guy transforming in 5 minutes. My dad brought it. He paid up. He said, my son is currently in 11th standard. Can I bring him? Can you tell him some tips on how to study and how to crack the exam? People change a lot. So study. So no matter how rich you are, getting it, no matter how much money you have, you need not work in your life, but people won't respect you if you don't have the qualifications. It's not only the degree, it's the way you work, your work ethics and your discipline in life. No matter how rich you are, right? If you're not smart enough, your CA will just cheat all of your money out of it. You'll just be a beggar on the road by the time you end your generation. That's why you need to put efforts. You need to be disciplined in life. Remember that. Only disciplined people are, what you call eligible to be happy. If you ask me, if you are indisciplined, you are going to be unhappy in life. You will be behind pleasures. You'll not be behind happiness. So this guy would be assigned to X. So those are some of the experience of your teacher. Difficult, every generation is different. I'm telling you now. By the time your next generation comes, you will feel something else for them. You guys are technically more smarter than my generation. Much smarter than my generation. I can completely accept it. So this guy would be 5/3. But use that, sine 120 is √3/2. Most people, the problem is that only you guys don't know how to use that kind of ability. There. That's your answer. And never stop learning. Huh? Even when you're 60-year-old, the day you stop learning, you are degrading. Many people think that there's no need to learn anymore. Clear. Next one. Turn the page. Turn the page. So we got velocity is t square plus t. Initial position is x is equal to 1. Find acceleration as function of time t, position as function of time t. Two questions. I'll just tell you one thing. Suppose if you have position, you want velocity, what will you do? Differentiate. If you want acceleration, what will you do? Differentiate. Suppose if you want velocity from acceleration, what will you do? Integrate. Velocity to position, integrate. Are you getting it? So you need to always see where are you in the ladder. If I give you velocity in the middle, na, to get acceleration, differentiate. To get position, integrate. Are you getting? So you always have to see like that. Okay, xv and acceleration. What is given and what where I want to go. You want to go from x to a, double differentiate. You want to go from a to x, double integrate. If you're in the middle, one integration, one differentiation. So that's how you should know whether I should integrate or differentiate. Try, I'll give you a minute. See, for the acceleration, dv by dt, which is 2t plus 1. That's it. Velocity is t square plus t. V is nothing but dx by dt. Send dt that side and integrate. So dx will be t square dt plus t dt. Time is 0. What is your initial position? 1. That is given. That will be given initial position. Time is t. Position is x. Integrate this x. Limits from 0 to 1 to t. This would be t cube by 3 plus t square by 2, 0 to t. Sorry, this is x. So this would be x minus 1 is t cube by 3 plus t square by 2. So x is t cube by 3 plus t square by 2 plus 1. Make sense? Check it out. Any doubts on this? Please ask me. Next one. Any doubts? Can I turn the page?
Sir, I'm writing. Just a second, please.
Yeah. Chalo, do this thing in the meantime then. V is 1 by root t. Find a and x at t is equal to 2. Initial position is x is equal to 0.
Done, sir. Are V is equal to 1 by root time. Someone said something? Initial position x is equal to 0. Find acceleration and position at time t is equal to 2 seconds. Same thing. I gave you v as a term function of this thing. You have to find that way. Everyone focus on the question, solve. Stop being distracted. Same thing what we did previously. What is the acceleration dv by dt? How much is that? That is t power minus half. What is v dx by dt? 1 by root t. So dx is dt by root t. 0 to x and 0 to t. That will be t power minus half. So t power half minus half plus 1 minus half plus 1. Don't get confused between the formulas. You have to be careful there. So that is 2 root t. You wanted what time? T is 2 seconds. T is equal to 2. Acceleration will be minus 1 by 2 into 2 to the power of 3 by 2. That's nothing but minus 4 root 2. X is 2 root 2. Check it out. Check out the steps. Any doubts, please ask me. So it's like whenever I give you velocity and ask you for acceleration position, one integration and one differentiation. Check out the steps. Any step you didn't get, please ask me. Clear? Next one. Next one. Same question, slight difference. V is 1 by root x. Means velocity is not depending on time, but depending on position. Initial position x is equal to 1. Find acceleration in position as function of time. How will you handle this? V is not given in terms of time, V is given in terms of x.
So can we write v as dv by dx by dt?
That you can do. Wait, I'll do something. Find a and x as function of time. That will take care of everything. Find a as a function of x. See, you can write v as dx by dt, which is 1 by root x. So you get root x into dx is dt. Integrate. This guy goes from 1 to x. This guy goes from 0 to t. This would be x power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. Limits 1 to x is t. So this is x power 3 by 2 2 by 3 1 to x. So this would be x power 3 by 2 minus 1 is 3t by 2. This is x as function of time rate. Make sense? Check out the steps. Any step you don't get in this thing. So this is how you find x as a function of time. How do you find velocity? Dx by dt. How do you find acceleration? dv by dt. So you can double differentiate. So now I give you x, so now you got v and a in terms of time I can get. check out these steps. Anything you didn't get, please ask me. Clear. Next one. So now we got x is 3t by 2 plus 1 whole power 2 by 3. Can you differentiate it 2 times? Get the velocity and get the acceleration. Get it. Oh, corner. So what do you get when you differentiate this guy?
3t by 2 plus 1 raised to minus 1.
3t by 2 plus 1 whole power minus 1 by 3 into 3 by 2, no?
Yes.
You have to differentiate what is inside again. So that would be 3t by 2 plus 1 whole power minus 1 by 3. What is velocity? Differentiate that again. 3t by 2 plus 1 whole power minus 1 by 3 minus 1. You're just playing with the differentiation and integration, nothing much here. Check.
Sir, we need to multiply by 3 by 2, right?
You're right, I forgot. Yeah, previous page, someone wanted to see this. Copied. Next. There's still one more part. I want a in terms of x. Listen, there is a better way to do this. You gave us v is 1 by root x. Now listen. Meaning one way to do this, you know what? Get x from here, take it and put it in here. It's a mess actually, if you try to do that way. But if someone asks you a in terms of x and when v is given, look at this. This is a better one. Multiply and divide by dx and dx. We have done this before. This becomes what? Velocity. This is another form of acceleration का formula. V into dv by dx. So whenever v is given in terms of time, use dv by dt. If v is given in terms of time, use acceleration is dv by dt. If v is given in terms of position, use acceleration is v dv by dx. So now first find dv by dx, which is this guy is x power minus half. So minus half x power minus 3 by 2. So what is acceleration? V into dv by dx. But what is v? 1 by root x. What is this guy? Minus half x power 3 by 2, which is nothing but minus 1 by 2 x square. Done. X power half into x power 3 by 2 is x square. Easy. That's how you get it. See now, because in exam they won't ask you all these questions, they'll ask you any one part. If they ask you a in terms of x, you finish off with this thing, v dv by dx. Put it down. Clear? Any doubts on this, please ask me. Clear? Any doubts? Let's see one more. My time, it was pen and paper exams. Right? It was not online. Told you now, we are not that tech savvy. BitSet was online. BitSet was an online exam. Okay, next one. Suppose if I give you v is c square plus 5t plus 6, v is x square plus 5x plus 6. Find acceleration at t is equal to 2. Get it? And find the acceleration at x is equal to 2. Two different questions. So if you see, both are kind of same. One, the only difference is v is given in terms of time and one is v is given in terms of x. Get the first part 9a, first of all.
Sir, can you go to the previous page?
Yeah. This is find a at x is equal to 2.
Yes, sir. Done.
Get them? If you see, both look quite identical. Only thing v is in terms of time and v in terms of x. So if you don't use appropriate formula, you'll get a wrong answer.
So can I see the answer?
You can what type me right in the chat box. Okay. First one is easy. dv by dt 2t plus 5. So put t is equal to 2 and you get a is equal to 9. You're right. The b part. Okay. Let's see. Others try. I'll give you a minute more. Okay. So we know acceleration is v into dv by dx. So dv by dx is 2x plus 5. So acceleration would be v, that is x square plus 5x plus 6 into dv by dx is 2x plus 5. Put x is equal to 2. 4, 10 plus 6, 9. That's 180. Check out the steps. Next one. Can I turn the page? Acceleration is t square plus t. Initial velocity v is 2 meters per second. Initial position is x is equal to 0. Find velocity as function of time and position as function of time. Get it? Okay. So what you do now, you have to integrate. A is dv by dt, which is t square plus t. So dv would be t square dt plus t dt. This limits will be from 2 to v and 0 to t and 0 to t. This would be v minus 2 is t cubed by 3 plus t square by 2. So velocity is t cubed by 3 plus t square by 2 plus 2. What is v? Dx by dt. You should become quite comfortable with this level of integration. NEET, they want to go beyond this. Main spin they'll go a little more, but it's okay because by the time they teach you in max, all these things will look like a joke for you. But even at a mains level, this is like what they'll handle most of the time. Zero to x initial position, 0 to t, 0 to t, and 0 to t. That would be t power 4 by 12. T cubed by 6 plus 2t. Check. Easy. Clear. Next one. So with that, we have done the actually major part of the integration is done. So there's a little left, which we'll do in the next class. That is how to integrate and differentiate vectors. We're going to combine vectors with calculus. That's not much. It's a small topic. So next class we can do, and next class we'll be revising all kinematics also. So with this, you can say formally we're done with the chapter. Calculus is over. Getting it, you'll be able to handle most of the problems. This much calculus you need for 11th and 12th physics. The next thing, this I wanted to teach you from long time, logarithms. So we will just see the basic understanding what's a log and why do we use it. Why do we need to use logs is because if you see, logs are useful to study quantities which change by huge values. For example, imagine you have to plot 1, 10, 100, 1,000 on a graph. See the limitation of look at this issue which we get. So you will say this is 1. How much should 10 be? 10 times of this, no? Where should 100 be? Out of the graph, no? If you see 100 and 1,000 are out of the graph, they are just too big. You can't plot them only. For example, in chemistry, if you see H plus, this is hydrogen ions. Concentration. Here the values are very small, meaning 10 power minus 3, let's say it's like 1, 10 power minus 1, 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 3. If you try to plot them on a graph, if you say this is 1, this would be 10 power minus 1. 10 power minus 2, you can't see only 10 power minus 2 and 10 power minus 3. You get in the problem? Either you go too big, it's a problem. You go too small, it's a problem. I cannot plot all these things in a graph. It becomes very difficult to study. Again, we can't plot them. So if you see, logarithm is actually more of a convenient topic, convenient concept created for us to study big numbers. It's not a big mathematical thing. So put it down. So how do we use logs? We will see. So people created a convention to use, to study these big quantities. Put it up. Again, we're not doing the logarithms in mathematics. We are doing what is required for physics only. Copied. Next thing. So what do we do for this thing? So we created, again, see, we created logarithm. Okay, it's not there. We created this thing. Suppose if you have a quantity, let's say x is a power b. So when you put a log on both sides, we write like this thing, log x to the base a. So this is the power, the exponent. This is the base. So this is pronounced like this, log x to base a is b. This is how it is pronounced. So what you did was simply you brought that a to the bottom and it became that base there. So log x to the base a is b. That means if you send a that side, you get x is equal to a power b. So indirectly, what you're studying is powers. That is, if you have log x to the base 10 is 1, so you're saying basically x is equal to 10. When you say log x to the base 10 is 2, you're basically telling x is equal to 10 square. So you represent 100 with log 2. If someone gives you log x to the base 10 is 3, means you're saying x is 1000. Now, what is the use of this guy? When you plot the graph, so now when I plot log x graph, so I'll simply write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is understood since you took log, 1 means 10 power 1, 2 means 10 power 2, 3 means 10 power 3, 4 means 10 power 4, so on. So you can plot big numbers on a graph. Make sense? So it is just a convenient way to plot on the graph. If you ask me logs, that is a multiple main purpose. So how do you plot 1000? We write 1000 as 3 on the log scale. This is called a log scale. This is quite useful, when you're trying to study in terms of percentages. For example, if you try to draw the world population, right, it will be pretty bad actually. It's very difficult to understand what's happening. But suppose if I try to plot this on a log scale, the problem is what? Let's say at this point somewhere the world maybe it is 2 crores, the entire world population, maybe somewhere in 1080 or maybe 180, and here it is 4 crores. So literally the population doubled, right? Let's say here it is 2 billion and here it is 4 billion. Here also doubled, na? But on a graph, this thing looks so huge. This thing will look like nothing. But percentage-wise, both are same. So when you're trying to study the growth rate, you don't want absolute numbers. You want growth rate. Then the log scale becomes important. Getting it? So log scale has its own uses when you're trying to study growth rate, especially. Absolute numbers sometimes won't make sense anymore. So where does you use this thing? You use it in multiple places. In chemistry, we use it in pH scale. Ever heard about this thing, Richter scale, earthquake? Today there is an earthquake of 5.7 came today. Earthquake of 6.2 hit Mumbai. They say like this. And Mumbai mein no. Mumbai mein 6.2 will be gone only. Mumbai, so every day, even at this point of time, there are earthquakes of 2 and 3 happening at every instant. So examples. When I talk about pH scale, acidity. This is given by -10 log H plus concentration to the base 10. This is the formula for pH scale. So if a H plus concentration is 10 power -7, this is for water. So pH of a water will be -10 log 10 power -7 to the base 10. So -7 comes out. So it will be, sorry, 10 nahi hai, this only. 7 comes out. So pH of water is 7. That's the meaning of it. If the H plus concentration is 10 power -3, then the pH will be 3. Tell me one thing. Suppose if you have 10 power -1, pH is 1. How strong is these two acids? What is the difference in acidity? Which acid is stronger, 1 or 3?
1.
1 is stronger. Getting it? How strong is 1 compared to 3? Generally, people think 1 and 3 should be 3 times, na? No. pH 1 is 100 times stronger. Getting that's a power difference of 10 square, na? 10 power 1, 10 power 2, 10 power 3. So that's a difference of 100. Is 100 times stronger. Then pH 3 acid. It's a log scale, so you have to be careful. 1 and 3 it looks like 3 times, but it's actually 100 times. We use this thing in decibels also. Heard about this thing, decibel sound? Decibels is given by 10 log intensity of sound by 10 power -12. There is a formula for that. So we use for that also. We use for Richter scale, earthquake. That is, the magnitude is given by 50 times log energy released during an earthquake by a constant. So all these are log scales. That means an earthquake of 5 and 6 and 7, what is the difference? 6 is 50 times stronger than 5. 7 is 2500 times stronger than 5. So every time it gets multiplied by 50 factors. So if someone says earthquake 5 and earthquake 6, 6 is pretty deadly. That one unit is 50 times stronger. I think when I was in school, I guess, 4th or 5th standard, there was an earthquake of 8.1 in Gujarat. It was so bad. It was so bad, meaning entire state was devastated. I still remember, we used to collect funds and use for donations and all. 8 meaning literally everything gets destroyed. Nothing is left over. Normally, such kind of huge earthquakes you get near a continental plates, mostly around Himalayan regions and all. I'm not sure Gujarat when there is a continental plate or why it happened also. So if you get an earthquake of 3 and 4 means it's a joke. Even when a lorry goes on the road, now you get an earthquake of Richter scale 3. 3 is so small. So there are some formulas for this. So we use this at multiple places, log scale. I want you to remember these formulas. So if you have log a to the base 10, we simply write as log a only. So if you don't represent anything, means it is base 10. If base is not given, meaning it is base 10. We write log a to the base e. This is called ln a. So if you write ln, implies base is e. What is e? E is a constant just like 5, which is 2.713. So this is the two types of logs we use a lot in physics, log and ln. And some of the identities are, if you have ln x power n, it is n into ln x. The power comes out. If you have ln a plus ln b, you can write this as ln ab, you can multiply. If you have ln a minus ln b, this is ln a by b. Ln 1 is 0. These are the 4 formulas you should remember. That's it. These are the main things. This page is the important one. Whatever I told you all now is just a story for you to understand. This much you should know about logs. This much is sufficient. More than this, we don't encounter only. Only the decimal thing you will see in physics once, and chemistry you will see in pH scale.